Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. I just thought I'd make a quick video talking about how I always seem to jump to the worst conclusions about things. It doesn't matter what it is, I just always seem to that when there's not certainty that I would assume the worst. And I think a lot of you guys probably feel the same, but I tend to be pretty bad at this and I'll always kind of be like for example, if someone hasn't replied or something, then there's something off or something like that. Or if somebody says something and I can take it out of context and think that they meant something else by it. I can sort of think that people are being jealous when they're not and they're just trying to be helpful. I tend to get quite just I don't know. It could just be like my own insecurities, and it's just a way that my brain protects me from heartbreak or devastation and all these negative feelings. And it's just that sometimes it's not rational, and until you've got more information about something, then you would just have to kind of just hope for the best. But I think it's just that I don't know, it's just so much has happened in my life and never really felt like things worked out most of the time the way I wanted it to. Like most of the time I felt like things fell short, and I just felt a bit kind of I don't know, just I don't know, just I would kind of get sometimes I get quite cynical about people and people's intentions, and it's hard not to sometimes because there is a lot of shady people out there. There's a lot of people who are not honest, and I mean, sometimes people who are not honest, it's not necessarily a bad thing, and sometimes they have good reasons for doing it. But there's a lot of people out there that are honest for bad reasons as well, and it just kind of makes me a bit cautious about people and things in general. That I feel like that it's just I struggle with this kind of stuff, and I'm trying to work on it, but it's good to talk to people. I'd say if you're feeling like that, because they can give you a different perspective on things. But even then, you don't fully know for sure what's going on, and oftentimes even then my brain would still be like, oh, this might be happening or whatever, or what if this happens, and then such a thing happens, we would jump to the worst conclusions. It's think, oh well, if I do this, then I'm just going to end up wasting my money or something like that. Or if I something's going to go wrong, I would always jump to the worst possible conclusions. And that's probably why I just never really got anywhere in my life, really hardly. That the only thing that I've really kind of excelled at, I think, is the fitness stuff, because yeah, I've had things that have done okay, but when it comes to fitness, I feel like it's one of the only things that I'm in direct control of the result, because I know that if I do what I need to do with the training, the diet, and everything else, then I'm going to get results. Whereas a lot of things, it's you don't know, especially when it comes to people, and it's sometimes you might feel oh, are people just using me or something like that, or what are their intentions? I think they might just be trying, or they might be secretly jealous and trying to bring me down. And it's hard not to think these things, because it's there is people out there like that will do that, and it's hard to know who is and isn't one, because even people you've known for years can then turn on you. Sometimes it's about having faith, but then it's hard to have faith sometimes because you just don't know who to trust. There's so much betrayal in this world, and it can be difficult because because it's like you don't want to feel like you've been betrayed or let down or whatever, because it's horrible. So you would just kind of jump to that conclusion so that you can just not let so much of that happen, and you can sort of like, it's like a protection mechanism, but then it stops us from becoming what we're supposed to become, like to our full potential, because we all have potential. It's just that oftentimes we think ourselves out of it. Oh well, I'm not good enough for this. It's just going to end up failing anyway because I'm not talented enough. Oh well, you would think, oh well, someone might even come and kill me or something like that because I'm now become a threat or something. It's like, yeah, there's like probably like a 1 in a million chance that can happen. So, but oftentimes we would jump to these conclusions of things that are very unlikely a lot of the time, when it's probably not going to happen. And like I said, sometimes we fill in the blanks with things that we don't know, and people like assume things, and then that's how people end up falling out over that. Even things like marriages would dissolve over misunderstandings, things being taken out of context, and people then coming to their own conclusion from that. And it's just, we need to have people around us to like reassure us that it's going to be fine, whatever it is that you're going through. Just to not sweat it and just focus on what makes you happy, because you shouldn't be like relying on a particular outcome of something to make you happy. So yeah, that can be a problem, that you get so invested in something working out or something like that that you're afraid to even, sometimes you're even afraid of it going wrong and feeling like you've just invested a whole bunch of time into it. But you've got to just learn to just enjoy the process, just to go with the flow of life. And just anyway, I'm gonna get off this video now, so take care. See you all next time. Bye.